Welcome back, babes. Cheers. So you're recently single and want to get a social life again, and you want to know, how do I make friends again? How do I find myself again now that I don't have a partner? Every time I'm doing these videos, I swear I'm like drinking tea, so I should make this a series, like tea time with Neethi or something. So I'm currently actually basically done getting ready. I'm going to see two of my really close university friends. We're gonna go to the CNE, which is like this fair in Toronto, and I thought, I'm seeing my close friends that I've known for years, so why don't I make a talk on friendships and like finding friends and getting back out there with friends after you get into a relationship. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, and one of my pet peeves is people who forget about their friends when they're in a relationship. I think that it's something that happens a lot, especially with girls like who are teenagers. It happens a lot in our early 20s. I'm not saying it's just girls, it could be guys too, but I think sometimes we become all about our partner and we're so in love and we're in this love bubble. I think that when you're in that love bubble, sometimes people would rather spend their free time with their partner rather than kind of spend it with their friends. And I get it, like, you know, people are busy. You probably have work, you know, you probably like work out, probably do have family, and then when you do have a free time, you'd rather kind of like be with that partner because like that is your special person. I get it, and I've been there. If we backtrack, I learned this lesson the hard way. When I was younger, I dated somebody for 2 years. I guess it's a relationship, but it was like high school, but I guess, okay, yeah, like it's a relationship. I never really like talked to a guy even, so this is like my first everything, so this was all so new to me. I didn't even realize it because I wasn't aware, but when I started to be with this person, every free second I got, which like wasn't a lot because I didn't have already like that much free time, but whenever I had a free evening, 100% I would be with him. My friends were always there all of high school for me, that maybe having this like new exciting thing, like a guy, like, you know, was like so exciting, so I really put my attention onto him. I started to really realize at my prom, which was like basically the end of high school, that I used to be kind of close with a lot of these people. We used to be friends, but over the past like 2 years, over the past like year even, we had drifted because I think I just kind of like was all about my relationship, and that is honestly like such a big regret I have. I missed out on a lot, and I started to realize like when I was thinking of breaking up with this person and I hadn't gone to university yet, I didn't really have that many friends left. Like I had like 1 or 2 friends really left, had it, and I didn't even feel like as close to them. Like I almost felt like they had their own friend groups now, and I was just kind of like the side friend, like who didn't really have a friend group anymore because I was always with my boyfriend. And that sucked, and actually it made it a lot harder to leave the relationship. Basically, I didn't really leave the relationship until I got to university, but I think that I wanted to leave it while I was in high school, or even like the summer before university, but I don't think I could have done that because I didn't really have any other social support. Like I obviously had my family, but I didn't have like a solid group of friends or like my close friends anymore because I had isolated myself. If you're somebody that recently got out of a relationship and you were like, okay, what do I do now? Like I isolated myself from my friends. How do I reach out to them again? How do I make new friends? Like, you know, I want to be like that girl. People always say to me, like, I want to be that girl who has like, you know, every weekend you're with your friends. Like you very much have a social circle. You know, you go out, you do things. Like you seem like, you know, you have good relationships in your life. And I do now. Even if you're watching this and you are in a relationship, please do not forget about your friends. And I don't mean just send them a text here and there and like follow them on Instagram and comment on their photos. No, I mean maintain those genuine friendships. Like continuously see them, whether it's once a week, I don't know if that's feasible for you, every other week. Make a plan and still reach out to them. Have that like girl time, have like those one-on-one times. It doesn't always have to be going out. Maintain a relationship, check in on them, ask them how they're doing, like see value in a friendship even if they're not in a relationship, and maybe you feel like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, they want to go partying, like I have a boyfriend, I can't do that. Like no, it's not a good way to look at it. You should still be doing majority of the things that you were doing before you got into a relationship with your friends. And in my opinion, I actually think that you should be making a really great effort to not miss out on those friend events or those hangouts or those girls nights, like just because you got into a relationship. So still maintain that. And honestly, even doing that will show your partner like, this person is not fully reliant on me. I'm not the only thing in their life. Like they very much have a social circle. And I think that if the relationship were to ever end, you would be a lot more confident in your ability to leave because your boyfriend was not your whole entire life. You still had your friendships, you still had memories that you made with your friends, you still very much maintained that, and you had your family, and you had your career, your school, everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, everyone learns their lesson. Like, I learned it the hard way too. I will also say that as a friend who's been on the other end of it, where like I've had friends who, like, when they get into a relationship, I feel like they forgot about me or they don't have time for me all of a sudden. That hurts. As much as I don't want to say it, I remember that, and I think that it's not like that I would hold resentment, but it hurts a little. It hurts a little that like you're easily forgotten. The part that I hate is when every time that friend is gonna break up with their man or go on a break, or when they actually do eventually, like, you know, end it, if that does happen, they want to come running back to like me. And I'm definitely like the therapy friend of my group, and so I've had this happen to me quite a few times. And I'm almost like, of course I will be there for you if I love you, but like, honey, like, doesn't make me want to extend myself very much for you. It doesn't really make me want to invite you to things anymore. Because I know that, you know, as soon as you get a man, you're just gonna ditch me, or like as soon as you guys get back together, you only remembered me now because you had nobody else, and like that's not a good feeling to feel as a friend. Definitely think about it in that way too, like how you would be making your friends feel, especially when every time you break up, you run to them and you need them again. If you are like, shit, okay, you know what, this happened to me, I made a mistake, which it does happen, I would honestly start by reaching out to the friendships that you had, those close friendships that maybe you had before a relationship, maybe you kind of maintain them in your relationship. Reach out to them, and you don't want to approach it in the sense of like, oh, we broke up, like I'm back. Like, no, because then your friends are gonna be thinking like, you know, how I felt. You want to just own it. I would honestly start by owning it and being like, hey, like, you know, I know that when I got into this relationship, you know, it was taking this toll on me, maybe, or maybe I really wasn't understanding the concept of like maintaining my close friendships while I was in a relationship, and that's a regret that I have. But say something like, you know, I'm learning and I'm like improving, and you know, I wanted to reach out to you, like I do miss our friendship and I do want to reconnect with you, but of course, like if you kind of feel like it's been too long, or maybe you feel like because, you know, you were distant from me, I don't want to do that, like that's totally okay. I would try to rekindle those friendships, but start by owning it. Don't just act like nothing happened and be like, hey, I'm back, because that person is not going to want to be close to you again at all. I've been there. Like, there's so many other ways you can make friends. I think that putting yourself out there is really, really important. And so whether you're going out somewhere and you just like compliment a girl, or you just say hi, or maybe friends of friends, like when you hang out with the friends that you do have, like maybe making an interest in those other friends and finding like a common topic that you guys have. I go to events. Like, I know I live in Toronto, so in the city, like there's something called Toronto Girls Social that literally hosts events for girls in Toronto to meet other girls, and it's just girl events. You get to do really, really crazy things like spa days, paint nights, like random events that are like all the time. And I have a lot of friends, and I'm really secure in my friendships, and I'm single, but like I still go to those events. But just be open, because I have been so surprised with people that I've met at first being like, yeah, this is not gonna be my cup of tea, this is not gonna be my person, but they end up being so similar to me. The reason that I, like, since university, so it's been 5 years now, have been able to like make such solid girlfriends. Obviously a lot of them I met were from university, and like that in itself is like a shared experience that we're having. And so that helps you make friends, because you're kind of like, you have common ground. I always check in on my friends. Like, I will message them once a week, maybe, like, you know, here and there, hey, how are you? We send voice memos, honestly. It's not even just like superficial. And we have girls' nights. Like, to me, my girls are such a priority that like we do almost everything like just us girls. It doesn't have to be a fancy brunch. We'll just have like a wine night at home. We'll just like go for a walk, like, just talk. And like genuinely having an interest in that person's life is really, really important. And one thing I think that people are always drawn to is knowing that you're paying attention and knowing that you care. The way I have noticed, like, and I've kind of like picked out on people that I'm like, wow, this is a really genuine person, I want to be close to this person, is when they remember things about me. They remember things about me, like, hey, how was this thing that happened last week ago? Or hey, you were telling me that you were feeling this way a couple of weeks ago, like whatever happened with that. And I'm like, the fact that this person remembers like means a lot. And the importance of having girlfriends is like, I think we already know the importance. Like, there's so many people who have already talked about it. Your girls are your rock, and I do think that there is an irreplaceable bond that you have with girlfriends that like no guy will ever replace. I also do think, at least in your 20s or at least in your teenage years, guys come and go. Not for everybody, but guys do come and go, and people come and go, and I think that you do need solid, genuine friendships. I've talked a lot on TikTok about the difference between going out friends and genuine friendships. I think that this is so important to differentiate. especially if you're single and you're looking for friends and you feel like you isolated yourself. You can have going out friends because you want to have fun a little bit, maybe you want to escape, but you want to have genuine friendships. Genuine friendships are like, there's love between you. You could call up this friend when shit hits the fan, not just friends to go party with. And there is a very big difference between this. Something I talked about in one of my TikToks actually, which a lot of people resonated with, was the fact that not every friend is going to be a genuine friend. So when you meet a friend, you might not even know what kind of friend they are, right? You're like, we can talk about stuff that's not just going out, but we also do go out together. Problem that a lot of people have in their friendships is that sometimes I think they're expecting a going out friend to be a genuine friend. The way that I kind of like maintain my peace and just am so okay and like don't have like severe conflict, like I don't really have like major conflict with friends, is that if you have a friend that's not showing up for you, it's not being there for you, it's not caring about how you are, maybe they've hurt you in a way, or maybe they, you know, like they're not checking in on you and you're not feeling it, especially if this is a pattern, just don't have expectations of them. In my eyes, it's like, if they were a genuine friend or you expected them to be a genuine friend and they're not, just lower them in your head, mentally lower them to a going out friend. It'll be done. Like, you will not be having expectations of them, therefore you will not be in distress and you will not be getting hurt. Like, a friend can just be a going out friend. Like, there are friends that I have that are so fun and we have the best time of our lives together, but like, would I call this person when I'm crying at 2 a.m? No. And that's totally okay, and I think that that's something that you really are gonna learn like in your 20s, is that there are different types of friends and you can kind of categorize them, and where people get hurt is that they are expecting like somebody to be a very close, genuine friend, and this person is just a going out friend. If you just make this mental shift of like lower them a little bit, they're just a going out friend, you will have so much peace in your life and you'll be so much happier, and you'll just be okay with what the universe is throwing your way. If the universe wants to throw another genuine friend at you, you'll know in your gut this is a genuine friend. This person's not showing up for you, you're like, okay, universe, this was a going out friend, and that's totally okay, and different friends are for different things. Anyways, so that was a lot of talk. So the friends that I'm actually going with right now to the CNE are my 2 really close university friends. One of these friends is actually somebody that I have so much respect for, because I was just talking about like the breakup that I had in high school, and so I kind of met her right when I went to university. We all lived in res together, and I was telling her about this boyfriend that I had from high school. She was really the one who was like, I think that you can do it, you're clearly not happy, and I think that you're strong. And she had literally known me for like a month, okay? Obviously you get really close when you're like living with someone, but she was the one who, when I went through this breakup, picked me up out of bed every single day in university, barely knew me, didn't know me for years, took me out, took me to class, dragged me out of bed, wiped my tears and said, we're gonna go out, we're gonna have fun. This was like that friend for me. So crazy, because like I will genuinely always have such a deep love for her, because she didn't even know me well and she didn't have to do that for me, and she did. And I really give her a lot of credit for helping me, because at that point I don't think I was strong enough to kind of handle the breakup by myself. I have come a really long way. We all have. It's been 5 years. Yeah, my other friend also like lived across from me in res, and so we will still do things like, we have traditions that we do, like we will go to the CNE every single year, we'll go to Christmas market every single year, like we have certain brunches that we do, and we all still live in the city. And like, do we talk every single day anymore? No, but like when we see each other, is it like nothing's changed? Absolutely. And once again, I'm okay with that. Anyways, I'm gonna take you guys with me to the CNE.
Soundstripe.
I'm back. I'm so sorry. Last night I went to CNE with my friends, and then I ended up running into my cousin who was visiting from Ottawa, and she's leaving, so I ended up taking her and her friend out for drinks. So I actually didn't get home until like 12 last night, and then I woke up and I was working, and I got my eyebrow, got my face threaded, my full face. It's kind of why I probably look like a little red. We were talking about friendships. Honestly, like connecting with my friends yesterday, like it's so re-energizing. And I mean, I did see my cousin as well, but it's so like refreshing, and just sometimes like they'll say things to you. Like yesterday, my friend said to me something, we were just talking about like relationships, and she goes, Neethi, like you have come so far from where we knew you in first year university in terms of like learning to be independent and learning to be happy alone, like without a man. And they were like, you are so independent now, and like we would have never thought that you would be there. It's little things like that that like mean the world to me. And I think that having like genuine friendships, it adds so much to your life, especially over years, because yes, it's good to have someone always there for you and like have fun with people, but like it means a lot when they like see you grow and they reaffirm that. Even though like I know that about myself, that I've grown, it just like meant the world to me, and it literally just made my heart so happy. But like let me know if you guys want to know anything else about friendships, if you need like any more specific advice. I'm gonna link the Toronto Girls social like website in my description. Someone even said to me, they're like, you should host like little brown girl like event like nights in the city, because like other brown girls want to meet other brown girls. And honestly, like I could consider doing that. That's something people want to do. But comment your thoughts, subscribe, follow my TikTok and follow my Instagram, and we will talk soon.